Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third Ringside Rebels podcast. Once again, reviewing AEW Dynamite. This was the second night of the Fyter Fest special. Once again, we have Adam and Cam here going ahead and reviewing this show for you. So, first off, to go ahead and start off the night, we had Jericho versus Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears in the first of the Labors of Jericho. This was the half Extreme Rules match that I mentioned last week here. Match was a Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears match. That's pretty much all I have to say.
I liked the Frankensteiner. Don't take away from the Frankensteiner.
That's
that was
true.
sick.
That was pretty cool. That was probably the best thing that Chris Jericho's done in months, I would say, in terms of in-ring ability. But the thing that killed it for me is right before he hits that Frankensteiner from the top rope in the corner on Spears, he's hitting him with the worst corner punches of all time. I don't know if you saw those at all, but it was just terrible. He was just like, and then the crowd in the back is going 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm thinking to myself, this has got to be the worst thing since the bad Dark Order beatdown 2 years ago. I thought it was just awful. Jericho beats him, throws Spears into the chair that Spears set up, hits him with a Judas effect to win.
I don't even know
and then this next segment.
What was Spears even going for when he had Jericho on his shoulders and then the chair on top of him? Like a Green Bay plunge or something? I don't know.
It almost looked like a Samoan drop.
Yeah.
It could have been his finisher, though, the C4, where it's a Death Valley driver. Okay. And he hit the C4 without the chair, and Jericho just kicked out of it. And I was kind of surprised, actually, because his C4 finisher was kind of protected going into this. So I was pretty surprised at that. But Chris Jericho, bam, hits him in the chair in the corner. Bam, Judas effect, knocks him down. Number one of the Trials of Jericho, taken care of. And then I want you to go ahead and introduce this next segment here. MJF comes out right afterward.
I'm just so excited. From freaking CZW, the freaking freak. The guy who I've literally seen people call White New Jack, which, good lord, guys. Nick freaking Gage.
Nick Gage will be on AEW next week to go ahead and fight Chris Jericho in a no-holds-barred match.
That guy's crazy.
So this one's going to be a little crazy.
Nick Gage is insane. You saw him holding that pizza cutter? Oh, God.
Didn't he have that match versus David Arquette that went a little out of hand?
With the light tubes and Nick Gage died for a minute. No, that's the guy who he stabbed in the jugular that MJF brought up. And
oh my gosh.
Yeah, Nick Gage, if you ever want to have a good laugh, go to his Twitter. It's hilarious.
Okay, my question for you before we move on here, Cam, is his Twitter funnier or less funny than the Iron Sheik's Twitter?
I am not entirely sure. I think it'd be funny. Like someone posted a fan art of a Squirtle dressed up as him. And he was just like, what the heck is this thing? And he just like went off on it because he had no idea what it was. It was stupid.
Have you never seen the Sheik's Twitter where it's just him typing in all caps? Okay.
Also, okay, you know how I mentioned I've been watching.
That would be funny. That'd be a dream match.
I've been watching frickin' Pulse recently because he does wrestling videos. He was in the crowd.
You saw him in the crowd, right?
I was like, I know that guy.
I almost texted you.
The crowd.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, that's Pulse, isn't it?
I was like, it is hard to mistake the ginger man with, like, piercings.
Yeah. They did good by showing him. I don't know if that was a front row or something. I was in another chat and somebody was like, oh my God, it's Heath Slater. And then they were like, of course he sold out. He brought all of his kids there. Of course they sold out. So that was pretty funny. Decent opener. Everybody's singing Judas along with Jericho. It was okay. It was not the best opening match. The two opening matches from the two previous shows that we've reviewed, 100 times better, I would say. But it was Chris Jericho versus Shawn Spears. So, yeah, whatever. Next match is a match that was added after our last podcast here. Doc Gallows versus Frankie Kazarian, the Elite Hunter. I was kind of excited for this one,
Same.
and then the match kind of started, and Gallows pins him in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was shocked how fast he lost. Like, I was looking at my phone and then it was over. I'm like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, I thought they could have had Kazarian get a pin over Doc Gallows. I don't know why Gallows had to get the win here,
I don't either.
but especially since they're moving into a big 10-man tag next week. But I guess Doc Gallows needed to look strong for whatever reason. And honestly, I mean, he's the bigger guy. Just looking at him, he probably should be winning. But I think they have something with Frankie Kazarian. He's got such a cool gimmick right now, Elite Hunter. It's just I hate this specific group of people, and I'm gonna ruin their lives. I think that's pretty interesting. It's better than Blade. Blade is the mercenary. It's kind of the same thing, but he's just like, money, brass knuckles, and we'll get to that later on in the
Funny.
show. So
Money.
after the match, the Omega comes down to the ring after they're beating up Kazarian. Good Brothers are beating up Kazarian, and then Omega's music plays. I'm thinking to myself, why the hell is Omega's music playing? But then Omega comes down, berates him on the mic for a little bit. Omega messes up his line and botches his promo. Don Callis whispers in his ear, "This is what you're supposed to say." So Kenny Omega fixes his line. I don't remember what it was, but he botched his promo.
The spider.
And then they continue beating down Kazarian. Yeah, something like that. He continues beating down Kazarian. The Dark Order come down with Hangman to make the save. And then, actually, first, Hangman came down. They started beating up Hangman. The rest Dark Order came down. And that was kind of the end of the segment after the Dark Order and Hangman ran them all off. So it was okay. It was definitely a step down from last week in terms of the main event angle. But building up to that 5v5 coming up next,
I'm excited.
5v5 coming up next
I'm
week.
just like, are they seriously going to have Kenny lose? The dude hasn't lost in like over a year at this point. Well, not over a year, but it's been close to a year.
You're right. You're right. And last week after we were done with our podcast, I was thinking to myself, they're not going to have the dorks from the Dark Order beat the Elite. They can't. I mean, Stu Grayson, who the hell is Stu Grayson going to pin? Evil Uno, last time we saw him in a match, he was getting slaughtered by Miro. Like it just doesn't make sense. So
I have a new
maybe the Elite will win
because of Sammy Guevara's vlog, like his YouTube vlog he does every week. I have a new appreciation for Evil Uno. Like, that man's hilarious. I don't know why.
He's kind of funny. He's kind of funny.
Like, just out of nowhere, he's like,
he's super funny. He needs to show it on TV.
He's really funny to me.
I guess. I don't think that screams. I'm a very over wrestler with him being concerned about his weight.
I know,
maybe the AEW
I like the
fans
smaller
will
things.
will find.
Makes me laugh. I mean, if Fuego can get over through being just funny on Sammy's vlog, who knows?
Fair enough. Yeah. I used to watch Fuego actually back in the day when he was doing KBW. It was trampoline wrestling on his YouTube channel. I used to watch that. I used to be a giant fan of him. He used to be called AK-47, and he had this giant rivalry with the other biggest star on that show, Cage. It was awesome. I mean, it was stupid trampoline wrestling, but it was awesome for what it was. So I'm always a Fuego fan just because I have a personal connection.
Fuego's cool.
But yeah. He's all right. He's definitely all right. He's good in the ring. I don't know if he's going to be like a mainstay in AEW, quite honestly, because he just kind of suffers from being 150, 160 pounds at the end of the day. Like I said, maybe a podcast for another time, though, talking about people getting signed. Let's continue on with the review. Next, we have Wheeler Yuta coming back to AEW Dynamite, facing off against Darby Allin. This match was all right. Just kind of another all right match to go ahead and
what the best part was?
Darby had another decent win. It's so sad. The best part of the match does not even include Darby or Wheeler Yuta.
Yeah.
Tell them what it was, Cam.
It was just Orange Cassidy and Sting trading these monstrous kicks that were shaking the earth at ringside.
Sting and Cassidy doing the joke super kicks to one another. Crowd's going nuts, and then they do a double super kick spot like it's Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano, but it's with the little baby super kicks.
I love Sting
It was
like pounding his
hilarious.
chest like he
Um,
does after a Stinger splash, but it's really lazy. Like he only does his hands. It's really
yeah,
funny.
it almost looked like he had T Rex hands while he was doing
Just,
it. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, that match was once again a pretty quick one here. And then after the match, Blade comes out to beat up Orange Cassidy, who's ringside for Wheeler. Which brings us to Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose. I think there was a QT Marshall promo in there somewhere, but honestly, at this point, who cares? Um,
yeah.
Next is Britt Baker versus Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship. Uh, you said that this match was very good. I
I
guess it
liked it,
didn't
yeah.
keep my attention like it did to yours. They were trading some big moves, and
I'm like you with the curb
it was
stomp
Britt Baker.
thing. I
She
was
kicked
like,
out
I
of the
thought it was
power
over.
bomb.
I thought the curb stomp was it.
Yeah, Britt hits 2 curb stomps on Nyla Rose, and Nyla Rose kicks out. I'm going to be honest. Back in, I think it was 2018 or 2019, in the Cody versus Dustin match at the first All Out pay per view, Dustin kicks out of a curb stomp. I'm like, why is a 50-year-old man kicking out of a curb stomp?
Yeah.
And then Nyla Rose kicks out at 2. And it's like, oh my God, when are they going to stop with these like silly near falls? I
Freaking.
like near falls when they make sense.
There was
Silly
one
near
that,
falls, you're
like,
stealing Seth Rollins' finisher. It's just stupid, and it almost devalues your own company, because you're saying that, oh, this is a finisher in that other company. It can take out Brock Lesnar, and then you have Britt Baker do it, and Britt Baker doesn't even take out Nyla Rose with 2 of them in a row. It's like, is Britt Baker just that weak? Because I mean, you can't be saying Nyla Rose is that strong since she's submitted and tapped out to that jaw lock, and it was barely any damage done to her head or to her jaw at
obviously,
all. So
we
it's
need
why
to
you have a
do.
kicker.
Obviously, we
It
need
makes no
Britt
sense,
Baker
man.
versus Brock Lesnar, right?
No, Nyla Rose versus Brock Lesnar. They kick out of the curb stomps.
Yeah, it's true. God, I hate when Seth beat
There you
Brock.
go.
I was like, this is.
Book it, Vince and Tony.
I was a Brock Lesnar simp when he came back to WWE, even when he was just not there ever. I couldn't help myself.
That's terrible.
I'm
You got
sorry.
problems,
I
Cam. You
love
got real
Brock
problems.
Lesnar. When he showed up,
He's all right,
when he showed
but
up, he was fun to watch, and he put on good matches when you put him against the right people. That's all I wanted from Brock, and he delivered.
okay, that's fair. But even when you put him against the right people, you put him against Braun Strowman, terrible match. You put him against Ricochet, awful match. You put him against Finn Balor, yeah, it was all right, but it wasn't that great. He was only great against the bona fide great superstars: Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan.
I liked his Rey
Once again,
Mysterio
we're
match.
getting off track, but okay, that was cool just because it was just freaking Dominic coming in and just being a
Also,
jerk. And
Kofi just
they're like, hey,
losing
we're
the
just going to
title.
2-on-1 you, Brock Lesnar.
Kofi losing the belt in like 10
Yeah, well, I mean,
seconds. Ugh.
whatever. It's done.
Yeah.
Nyla taps out. Iodine Brick kicks out of Nyla's
She
finisher,
tried
the
doing the
ace
Guerrero
bomb.
tactic while Vicky's right there.
You're right. That was another good spot in the match. What was it? Britt throws Nyla the championship. Referee's not turned around yet, so Nyla throws it back at Britt and pretends that she's about to hit her. And the ref starts going after her, and Britt's like, no, 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 no. That was pretty funny. Next is a really cool segment, actually, where Andrade comes out with Tony Schiavone. And they went ahead and they introduced Andrade's new executive consultant, and it is the one, the only Mr. Chavo Guerrero.
I lost it. I was like,
And
yo, Chavo!
that was
I
really
love
cool.
Chavo.
Ooh,
Like, he's
Chavo.
definitely not his uncle, but Chavo in his own right is freaking awesome.
Chavo's awesome, man. Chavo's just so good.
And yeah,
He just has a mind for the
his theme
business.
song is a banger. I don't care what anyone says.
His theme song is pretty good. Did you see that Vicky Guerrero was not out there? They replaced her with Chavo.
Yeah, I mean, keeping it in the family, I guess.
That's true, but I think Chavo was the way to go here because
Yeah.
Vicky, she has a different type of manager style than Chavo has. Chavo's a great heel because he knows exactly what to do. He knows what he's saying. He knows how to hit his cues. He has such a great mind for the business. Vicky, on the other hand, is good on building a different sort of heat than Chavo is. Chavo's heat is kind of like, oh my God, I want to see Chavo get beat up. Whereas Vicky's heat
Go
is more
away.
as, oh my God, get the hell off my
Shut
screen.
up.
Exactly. So I think this Chavo pairing is going to do great for Andrade. Death Triangle comes out to go ahead and confront them. And half the promos in Spanish, so I don't really get it. They're
Yeah.
doing it live, so they can't do
I love
subtitles
that
here.
Pac.
Uh,
Like, they're
I,
just
I
saying, like,
think
Pac is just standing there dumbfounded, like, I only speak English.
yeah, Chavo goes, Pac, I know you can't speak English, and then the crowd's like, or I know you can't speak Spanish. Crowd's like, oh, and then Chavo's like, no, 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 I'm not making fun of you. You just can't do it. It's fine. It's okay. I thought that was really funny, and I think we're building to Pac versus Andrade. I can't really tell
I
though.
really hope that they don't try to make Penta and Ray Phoenix like heels again. I think they're really over
I
as good
almost thought
guys.
that they were going to turn
I
on
did
Pac.
too, and I would have been
Yeah,
heartbroken because Phoenix
Penta
just came
especially.
back.
True, yeah.
He was gone
Penta
for a while.
especially, I think he does have a good future as a singles guy. I think if my prediction of Jungle Boy winning the TNT title comes true, I think Penta might be next in line if they're not going to go with a bigger guy like Miro.
Yeah.
I mean, they could go for like Lance Archer or anything, have him turn heel again, which honestly wouldn't be a terrible choice. But I mean, only time will tell. So another decent promo segment. I liked it. The Blade versus Orange Cassidy was next, reigniting the rivalry there, I guess, after that mixed tag team match a couple weeks ago. And Blade lost to Orange Cassidy pretty convincing fashion, not really many shenanigans. The
The
bunny was kind
the
of around at
corkscrew
ringside, but Chris
tombstone.
Statlander was there. Okay, yeah.
I
This is
was
another thing.
when you were bringing up the
Why are you
finish
having
this
people kick
thing.
out of the
Yeah,
tombstone?
when you brought up the finish this thing, I'm like, well, what about the corkscrew tombstone?
You have Sammy Guevara, 200-pound at most, Sammy Guevara kicking out of the middle rope tombstone from MJF. It's like, that's a match finisher. This corkscrew tombstone from the Blade, he got Orange Cassidy up, jumps, does a 180, and lands on his knees, supposed to be Orange Cassidy's head. If anybody gets hit by that move in reality, they are dead. They're not kicking out. They're not even getting up in 5 minutes. They are dead.
I've never even
There's no way
heard.
that Orange Cassidy
I've
should be
never.
kicking out of
I've
there.
never even heard of a corkscrew tombstone until today. Like, what does the spin do? Does it just
Neither
add
have I.
force? I don't
Neither
know.
have I.
Like, why do you spin?
This is a move. This is a move that not a lot of people have seen before, and you're having Orange Cassidy kick out of it, Mister Hands in Pockets. Like, man, I love Orange Cassidy. He's great, but why can't we just have big moves and wrestling matches? Instead, he got finished. Blade got finished with a Superman Orange Punch, whatever the hell they're calling it now, from Orange Cassidy with brass knuckles on. I get it. That's fine ending the match. But really, if you're going to have him kick out of a tombstone, like a twisting tombstone, don't even do the move. Just
Also,
don't even do the
that
move.
power bomb
There's
on
no
the
reason to do the
turnbuckle
move.
was just ow. Like, good lord.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
really good. I'm telling you, man, the Blade is great in the ring. The Blade he's solid. He knows what to do. He knows how to get the heat on. He's got great facials. The Blade is really good, and I'd like to see him get pushed to the upper mid card. I don't think it's going to happen, so lower mid card will do, I guess. But he's really, really good for the work that he's doing in the position that he's doing right now. I love the Blade. I'm on Team Blade all day. So that goes ahead, and before I blow a gasket here, we end up with Moxley versus Lance Archer IWGP US title match. Mox attacks Archer before the bell, which I thought was really funny
Yeah,
because for the past like 2 months, Archer has been attacking other people before
yeah,
the
like
bell,
on
whether it's on
Dark.
Dark
Yeah, I
Elevation.
loved it on Dark this week. The dude's
Yeah,
music plays, and then you just see him get chucked out, and Archer's chasing him. Like Jesus.
yeah, it's hilarious. So Mox gave him a little bit of his own medicine there. Mox looked great in this match.
Yeah,
Archer looked really great in this match too.
this is my favorite match
One
by
of my
far
favorite
of
spots
the night.
was,
It was so good.
oh, come on, that's not even a
I
question. Let's
know it
be
was so
real.
good.
Between the kicking out of the tombstone, kicking out of the curb stomp, this was great. Uh, every match for Moxley has to have blood in it for some reason. I don't get it, but
The
overall, I
fork.
really did enjoy this match. I thought it was cool.
He had the
Yeah, they
Abdullah
started
the Butcher
stabbing
fork.
forks in the other guy's head. I know it was really crazy, actually. The finish for this one came when Archer did a choke slam on. And it gets to the finals of the TNT title tournament, and Cody beats him. It's like, come on. So finally, they give Archer a title. I know it's not an AEW title, it's IWGP, but he'll defend it on New Japan, and hopefully he'll go ahead and use it more often on Dynamite here.
Yeah, he's defending it
So,
next week
what
against
are your
freaking
thoughts? Just
Haku's kid.
exactly, yeah, and we're gonna review we're gonna preview next week's Dynamite right here in a second. What are your final thoughts on this match?
Oh, I loved it. The trash can lid punch, the fork made me cringe. The
That was
choke
great.
slam onto the chairs. I winced. I was like, ah, God. And the barbed wire.
Yeah, the barbed wire was a great finish to this match, almost harkening back to Moxley's full gear lights out match with Kenny Omega when they got kind of stuck in there. Probably not harkening back to it, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny how on commentary when the barbed wire came out, they go, "Oh, Moxley might be thinking of that paradigm shift on the barbed wire like he did in that Revolution." Uh, exploding barbed wire death match. That was funny. I thought that was a pretty good line on commentary. I do not have a line of the week. Actually, did you have any lines of the week that were funny and made you laugh?
Insert Spanish line from Penta here. Nice.
Yeah, I guess my line of the week would be Chavo Guerrero going, I know, Pac, you don't speak Spanish, but and then he's like, no, it's fine,
Or just,
because he's trying not to get the people to boo
I
Pac.
love that people have started chanting
I thought
along with
that
the
was
whole,
really
like,
funny.
Penta says. I love that.
That's so weird. He's so obnoxious when he says that. I can't believe he's not a heel,
I
Alex
just, I think
Abrahantes,
it's cool.
because he's just so over the top. I mean, he's good. He's good at being kind of like a stooge slash translator, and I do enjoy him. I think he's like treading that line of being an annoying heel, though. Kind of like Roman. Okay, hear me out. Kind of like Roman Reigns back in the day when he was saying "suffer and succotash" and Roman's magic beans and things like that. It's like how can you take this guy seriously when he's just going Penta says? It's a little hard to take him
Oh, you're
seriously.
not supposed to
He's
take him
good though. He is
seriously. You're
good.
supposed to take Penta seriously. Like, he doesn't really do much outside of
That's
translate
true.
and just watches from ringside. Like, he doesn't even get involved. Like, anytime the Young Bucks has Brandon Cutler
Yeah,
coming
that's true.
in, he never got involved. So it's just like, yeah.
True. 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 So overall, this episode of Dynamite was all right. If I had to give a star rating to last week's, I'd give it 5 stars. If I had to give one to this week, I'd give it 2.5, maybe 3. Do you have any final thoughts on this Dynamite as a whole?
3 stars. I'm optimistic.
There you go. I like it. I like it. So let's go ahead and let's do a quick preview rundown of the matches for next week. Once again, we'll say who we think is going to win, and then we'll sign off. So the first match down on here is going to be Lance Archer versus Hikuleo. I believe that's how you pronounce it, for the IWGP US title. Who do you think's going to win this one?
I will be devastated and shocked if Archer loses already.
We've seen it happen before.
I know,
We
but
have.
I don't want it to.
I think I'm gonna go with Archer as well. Yeah, no, I don't want that to happen. We have the Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express continuing their 3-way deal versus Private Party and Helico, or as I would like to call them here, the Job Squad. So I have Cage and Jurassic Express.
Definitely, yeah.
Next, we got Jericho versus Nick Gage in an Extreme Rules no holds barred match.
Painmaker.
Who do you have there?
I think
got Jericho.
Jericho's going to win. Like, they're going to have him go
Jericho
all the way. I do think Gage is going to make him work for it, though. I think it'd be
cool if they have him lose on the last one. Yeah, I hope this one is just crazy.
Also, just
it'd be really cool to see how extreme really Jericho gets.
It was really cool that he brought back the Painmaker gimmick from Japan, though. I was like super hyped to see the face paint in the hat.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, Painmaker Jericho. That's right. Next, we have the this tag team match we've been looking forward. At least I have been looking forward to for a while here. FTR versus Santana and Ortiz. Yeah, this is going to be a good one.
I want Santana and Ortiz to destroy them.
This is almost, I would call almost a number 1 contenders match for the tag titles. I know Varsity Blondes are ranked number 1 or whatever, but I think whoever wins this match and comes out is going to get a healthy push to go up against the Young Bucks. My money's actually on FTR. I think FTR Young Bucks 2 is the money match for the pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
So that brings us to what I presume is the main event of next week's show. 5-on-5 elimination style match. The Elite versus the Dark Order and Hangman Page. This is a hard one to predict.
Yeah, because I don't see, unless Kenny does some BS and gets himself DQ'd or something for whatever reason, I don't see him taking a pinfall. Maybe to Hangman, but
I don't think they even want him taking a pinfall to Hangman, quite honestly. I think
I don't think he should get pinned at all. If anything,
yeah, no.
I think a way you could do it maybe. What I think you could do maybe is that they start, like, the Elite starts getting overrun, like the Good Brothers get eliminated, maybe one of the Young Bucks, and then Kenny, instead of, having to do an outnumbered fight, he just pieces out, and that's how he loses.
Oh, yeah, so he loses on purpose. Okay.
Yeah, he just gets counted out, and he's just like, screw it, I'm done. You get your match, but then I'm going to destroy you there.
Yeah, I guess that's a good way to go ahead and explain it. I'm going to go Dark Order 2, because that's just how the story needs to go ahead and progress here. I could see Hangman and the Dark Order losing. Quite honestly, it wouldn't surprise me that much, but it would make it a lot harder to make sense of the story that way. So I think I have the Dark Order and Hangman winning. Probably, like I said, Stu Grayson's not pinning anybody in the Elite. You're not going to have Evil Uno pin anybody in the Elite. The only believable people who could pin people in the Elite are Hangman, Preston Vance, and John Silver. Those are your 3 players for the Dark Order here. I'm calling my shot. Those 3 guys are going to be the stars in the Dark Order team.
And before Evil Uno pins one of the Young Bucks or Kenny.
Dude, if Evil Uno pins Kenny Omega. All right, if that happens, if Evil Uno pins Kenny Omega, I will upload a video on the channel of me drinking a gallon of milk in less than 5 minutes. So if that happens, that video will be uploaded to the channel. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't happen.
Evil Uno.
I bet Tony Khan watches this podcast and
He's
You know
sensitive
Tony
about his
Khan
weight.
watches our
He's going in.
podcast.
Yeah.
The big babyface win for Evil Uno. He's been overdue for it.
I mean,
So
I can relate to Evil Uno. He's a guy who wears a skull mask. He's overweight. He's very sensitive about it. Wears a big suit. Yeah, I can relate to him.
there you go. Why don't you be in AEW, Cam?
I wish
Perfect.
that'd be neat, but nah,
Yeah.
I don't. I
Yeah.
am not in that
I'll
greatest
make
shape as I was years ago.
I'll make you as a character in my 2K game and put you in the AEW
Yee,
universe mode. How about that?
perfect.
All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Ringside Rebels podcast. This has been Cam and Adam reviewing the Fyter Fest Night 2 AEW Dynamite on July 21st. My apologies. I'm a bit tired here. I hope you all have a nice rest of your night. Thank you so much for tuning in.